This is a white raven. Every culture has stories about forbidden doors. Doors that must never be opened. Doors sealed not to keep people out, but to keep something else in. If you ever find a door that no map remembers, walk away, because once it's opened, it remembers you. One week after the collapse of Blackstone Penitentiary, the nightmares began. Rebecca dreamed of church bells. Nathan heard the lighthouse calling through the ocean mist. Ryan woke every morning with coal dust covering his floor. Claire heard applause in empty rooms. Jack counted prison cells in his sleep. Daniel awoke every night at exactly 8 o'clock p.m. to the sound of a school bell. None of them had ever met. Yet, every dream ended the same way. A single whisper. Each received an old envelope with no return address. It marked one place. Inside was a yellowed map. No town, no road, no name. Only one word. Origin. The survivors arrived at the same forgotten valley. Before them stood an ancient stone staircase descending into the earth. No one spoke. Each somehow knew. This was where every nightmare had begun. The deeper they descended, the stranger the tunnel became. School lockers lined one wall. Hospital beds rested against another. Hotel room doors appeared where solid rock should have been. Factory pipes crossed prison bars. Church pews faced theater seats. Every haunted place they had survived, merged into one impossible labyrinth. At the center of it all stood the black door, fully open, waiting. Beyond the threshold, there was no darkness, only endless white mist. The eye floated above the doorway, not carved, not painted, alive, watching. A voice echoed through the chamber, not angry, not cruel, ancient. You have returned. From the mist stepped every servant they had faced. The teacher, Dr. Whitmore, the hotel manager, the factory foreman, the faceless miner, the lighthouse keeper, the priest, the director, the Arden. They formed a silent circle around the survivors. Then, every one of them knelt. A towering figure emerged. It's neither man nor woman. Its body seemed woven from shadow, ash, and ancient stone. Its face constantly changed. Every forgotten soul, every lonely voice. Its eyes held entire galaxies. I am the keeper of forgotten places. Long before cities, long before roads, People built sanctuaries over places where reality had grown thin. Schools, hospitals, hotels, factories, churches, prisons. Not because they belonged there, but because they were easier to forget. Every abandoned building had become another lock. Every ghost, another guardian. The keeper raised a hand. You feared the door. You never asked what lies beyond it. The mist parted. The survivors looked through the doorway. They expected monsters. Instead, they saw millions of abandoned places stretching across endless landscapes. Not one world, every forgotten place, connected. The door wasn't a prison, it was a crossroads. But why hunt us? Rebecca asked. The keeper's expression darkened. Because humanity always forgets. When memory dies, the door weakens. The eyes suddenly closed. For the first time, the chamber shook violently. Something enormous struck the door from the other side. Once, twice, again. Cracks spread across the stone. The keeper looked genuinely afraid. It has found us. The servants stood. The ghosts returned. The guardian spirits from every haunted place emerged. Students, patients, guests, workers, miners, sailors, priests, actors, prisoners, thousands of them. They formed a living wall before the door. The first crack burst open. A claw the size of a tree reached through. It wasn't flesh. It wasn't bone. It was living darkness. The eye reopened. This time, it was crying. Black tears flowed across the stone. The keeper turned to the survivors. The door cannot be closed, but it can be remembered. Each survivor placed a hand upon the ancient stone. Every memory, every fear, every story they had survived flowed into the door. The chamber filled with blinding white light. The claw withdrew. The cracks sealed. The eye slowly stopped crying. The black door did not close. Instead, it became silent, watching, waiting, sleeping. The keeper smiled. For now. The ancient chamber began collapsing. The survivors escaped just as the valley buried itself beneath thousands of tons of earth. When rescue teams arrived, there was nothing there. No staircase, no ruins, no evidence anyone had ever been beneath the mountain. Months later, life slowly returned to normal. The nightmares stopped. The haunted places were never seen again. One evening, Daniel heard a familiar sound, a school bell, exactly 8 o'clock p.m. He smiled sadly, opened his notebook, and began writing. Because stories remembered. Keep doors closed. A child walks through a quiet forest. She discovers a weathered wooden gate overgrown with vines. A faded sign hangs above it. Ravens Hollow Amusement Park. Closed since 1971. Laughter echoes from somewhere inside. The rusted entrance gate slowly opens by itself. A carousel begins turning. One horse turns its head toward the child and smiles. Far beyond the park, a familiar eye opens in the darkness. One last whisper. Season 4 begins. Sound of children laughing echoes softly. Then, carnival music begins playing, slowly, backward. A Ferris wheel creaks to life. Somewhere, an old ticket booth window slides open. A faded voice cheerfully says, "One ticket, please." A punch stamp strikes a ticket. The ink forms the familiar eye symbol. The carnival lights blaze to life all at once. The screen flashes red. Welcome to Raven's Hollow. Well, we finally learned what the black door kept and why it's there. Thank you for listening. This was The White Raven. If you like the story, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like and notification buttons, share it with someone you think might also enjoy it, leave a comment. We love to hear about you. If you have a story and would like to be narrated here, send it to thewhiteravenstories@gmail.com. This was The White Raven. Till next time.